What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, this is kind of like a criticism episode, but it's overall talking on gaining people's approval. Just to let y'all know, all right, because I feel like that people, are going to look into this episode like, how do I gain a person's approval? You don't. You don't gain a person's approval. You shouldn't be seeking out a person's approval when it's something that you want to do. My thing is this: if you're happy with it and you're in good health, that's the only two things that matters when you're getting into something. Because at the end of the day, my thing is like, all right, the person doesn't approve. Like, so let's say for an example, you want to, I don't even know. Like, let's say you want to invest in stocks or something, right? You do it and the person doesn't approve of them stocks, and you don't do it, next thing you know, sometime down the road, then there's people out there, they invested in them same stocks, buying some of the most craziest things, like, that you never would have thought that you would have seen. Like, let's say if it's a friend, right? They're coming up to you, approaching you, talking about, oh, I just got this Mustang, I just got this Dodge Challenger, I'm just put a down payment on this house, like, because they invested in that stock. So now you're looking at that person that didn't approve of you because you listened to them. That's like the number one thing that's, what's just like so wrong with, seeking out an approval of a person. Because my thing is like this: if I create something and I ask people how do they feel about it, and they just disapprove of it and stuff, like they don't, they don't support it, or they just don't support me doing that idea, I don't take it to the heart. It's not like I'm going to stop. There's people that have told me that, like, oh, I shouldn't have so many YouTube channels, or I shouldn't post so many videos, or, I shouldn't be doing so many things. And at the end of the day, it's like, and I have, like, at times, because I feel like the difference between, seeking out approval and then receiving criticism. When you're seeking out approval, it's like you go up to that person and ask them, like, hey, how do you feel about me doing this? I feel like the majority of the times, especially in these day and age where people everybody just think that they're they're like the next big critic and stuff. I've like critics or like people that just overall to like go out, you don't seek criticism. Nobody should overall seek criticism unless like that's what you're. But I mean, at the end of the day, and I remember a coworker at my at that cafe job I worked at, where he told me that, where it's like when you post yourself out there, you're at the end of the day, it's public. My thing is like, if you didn't want to receive any criticism, you wouldn't have your stuff public for the people to see, right? My thing is like, I feel like that there's two different types of criticism. There's criticism that you can actually take in, and then there's just people out there that's using hate, or they're overall hating, but they're trying to hide behind the word criticism. Trust me, I know all about that. So, but anyways, there's two different types of criticism. But I have to say, like, with seeking out approval, there's really no different types with that. It's like, for an example, it's like when you're seeking out approval, it's like you are wanting to, do like, so because my thing is like this: if the person doesn't approve, right, and still going into my example, but the person doesn't approve of what you're doing. So let's say you want to be a YouTuber, right? And you're like looking up all this gear, you're looking up. My thing is like, once you got to the point where you're investing time into looking into YouTube gear, like microphones, cameras, editing softwares, you're looking at all of these different things that you're going to need in order to be a YouTuber, right? You're looking up all of these different things. So at that point, my thing is, the only approval that matters is your approval. So you approved of the idea, because now you're looking for gear to, start up this YouTube channel. So at the end of the day, you're set. You're straight. All you just need to do is just go out and buy this stuff and get into it, right? But now you're going up to a friend of yours, and you're like, hey, I'm thinking about starting a YouTube channel. So here's my thing. I give everyone approval, because I wouldn't want to be that person that crushes a person's dreams, or to tell them that, hey, it ain't good for you. I'm like, no, if a friend of mine's come up to me and they're all like, because it was not too long ago where a friend of mine, she had told me how she wanted to start up a YouTube channel and start up a podcast. And I'm like, I'm 100% behind it. 100% behind it. She actually, and I told her that not too long ago. I was like, she was actually one of the first few. I remember when I created my main channel back in 2010, and she was one of the like first few people to start. Like I think she was like the first person to start supporting it, because I'm trying to think, like, not too many people had support. It was either they just wanted to be on camera, and I really wasn't that type where I'm like, oh, let me record my friends, you know, and it might have been like very few videos where I did that. But at the end of the day, like, you know, yeah, I wasn't like going around, like, it wasn't like true legitimate support, right? And with her, it was like, yeah, I remember when I was getting into, and I'm pretty sure I've told people, I'm like, my videos back then were, they wasn't good. They wasn't good videos. So you show that support, and then just even throughout the time and stuff where it's like she's also talked on like how she's seen how like dedicated I am to it, because I mean at back then I really wasn't dedicated to it, but I had to say like since 2015, I'm pretty sure everybody knows like that whole story, you know, how I started getting heavily into YouTube and stuff. Sound like it's like a freaking addict or something, but anyways, yeah, I got heavily into YouTube, straight up got an addiction towards it and stuff. But no, when I was like, but when I got into it, even then, like or started taking it serious, then she was supporting. And then I remember when, she was even, and then she was also the same friend that got me into podcasting. And so, without any of this, like, you know, I feel like, you know, without her support, none of this probably wouldn't have been the podcast. Because I did create the channel, I think, prior before telling her and stuff. So she was supporting like that, those type of people where it's like they don't even care to like give you approval or something, they just go straight to supporting. That's me, that's who I am. I just get straight to it. I shared a post on Instagram where it was kind of talked on that a little bit. Hold on, let me find it real quick. Let me turn it down because I don't know how copyrights are set up for podcasting and stuff. So they said, I don't care if you get, is that it? Is there another one? I feel like it was another one that I had made. Was it this one? Well, the one that I did share is from Shaq. It was, I don't care if you get 0 likes, continue promoting yourself. Trust me, people are watching. I feel like that wasn't it. Hold on for a second. Let me go to my archive stories. Because I feel like, was that it? Or was it this one? I really don't even know, bruh. I think it might have been this one from XXXTentacion. No, that's not it. That wasn't it. Dang, what did I... Maybe it was that last one. I don't know. But anyways, I'm so confused, bruh. But anyways, but it's like getting back to, you know, approval and all of that stuff. Like, what my thing is, and that would be my question to people, why are you seeking out approval for your dreams? You know, at the end of the day, like when friends, they come up to me and they ask me like, hey, how do you feel about me doing this? Like, it doesn't even matter what I have to say. Like, you're thinking about this, you want to do this. So at the end of the day, like, I understand, like, you know, people, they'll come to me because I've been, you know, into YouTube for years. Like, I've been going at it with YouTube for 11 years now. So I've seen a lot of things. I've seen a lot of different content, and I guess like the one thing that you can like seek out for, especially when you're talking to a person that's really into something that you're in. So like, you know, getting back to like, so let's say if it's acting, right? And you want to get into that, and then you go to, you know, your friend that so happens to be Leonardo DiCaprio, right? You go out to him. If anything, he should be giving you advice, and that's what you should be seeking out from, you know, those friends, is advice. And I'm 100%. You know, I like, and you know, with many people, I've always like, you know, told them like, okay, this is what you need. This is what you need to get into. This is how you upload this stuff. It needs to be this video file so everything works properly. But yeah, overall, I'm like, if a person's like, hey, do you approve of me doing this? I'm like, squash all that. What are you trying to get into? You know, what you doing? There's at times where I just ignore those type of questions, and they're all like, do you think that would be a good idea? I'm like, okay, well, what do you want to do? I mean, if you want to do it, I support it. But if not, then it's like, hey, there's something else out there for you that I know you're going to be good at and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, I had to say I've never denied a person's dreams. I don't think I ever will deny a person's dreams. I'm like, unless it's some crazy stuff, they're all like, hey, I want to be the next Charles Manson. I'm like, okay, okay, this is why I'm gonna have to, disapprove of your dreams. Do not become no cult leader. Don't do no weird stuff, all right? But my thing is like, if it's gonna make you happy and it's gonna put you in a good spot in life, and what other things, it's overall just going to, have you write out like such a big success story, why would I disapprove of that? That's how people got to see it. It's like, if a person is disapproving of your dreams, how you think they are gonna be when it's like your first few days of really getting into it, right? Because imagine if you didn't ask for that person's approval, and then you come out with, like, let's say you're a musician, right? And you come out with your first song, and then you got somebody where it's like, okay, you didn't even seek out their approval. You ask them for support, they either say, no, I'm not supporting that, or just ignore you, or something. Like, my thing is like, I guess, like, because even it'll be with my close friends, especially if it's my close, I try to get my close friends into the stuff that I'm doing. So I guess if they were, because I'm like, I am into music, and then they were to come out with music, and it's a close friend of mine's, and I don't support it, I'm like, bro, come on now, like, that's not that. I feel like that's not cool. Like, even if my thing is like, even if the music is, trash, like, you still support the idea. It's like, yeah, that song might have been the worst song of all time, but you still got to support the idea. You still got to support them. That's my thing, is like, that's what friends are for, regardless of whether the stuff, because for an example, it's like when my friends last year, and they started creating like YouTube channels. I had a few friends create YouTube channels, and it was my childhood friend. I've known her probably, I think I've known her ever since I was a small kid. But my friend Tadia, and I remember when she created a YouTube channel, and I was like, hey, I'm supporting it regardless of whatever. Because there was one video that she did where I'm like, I don't even care for videos like that, but it was a makeup tutorial video. And I'm like, I don't really be watching makeup tutorial videos, but if it's Tadia, 100%, that is a close friend of mine. Of course I'm going to support her with everything that I got in me. I'm like, shout her out, all of that. I actually got a shout out video that I'm been saving and stuff. I'm like, I actually, I don't know. I think if she posts a video first before I get this editing software, then I think I might, do kind of like of a bigger shout out video and things, a more well put out thought, and to get y'all know what I'm trying to say and things. But anyways, but no, like with her, and then with Four Souls. Now with Four Souls, I'm like, they're extremely close friends of mine. Especially Priscilla from Four Souls. I'm like, why would, my thing is that, because I remember the day where she told me that she created a YouTube channel, and it wasn't even a thing where it was even like, hey yo, she was seeking out approval of it. You don't have to, like, if you came to the wrong person to seek out approval. My thing is like, I won't approve of it because I'm already supporting it. Like, do y'all understand? Like, you have to, especially when it's a close friend. Them Stutters, I don't know where them Stutters came from, but I'm like, look, I'm not redoing this episode. I ain't made it this far, so I'm like, no, I'm getting through this episode because I'm tired of doing multiple takes. All right. So, anyways, just ignore them Stutters. Who cares, bruh? But anyways, when they created their channel, and I remember like how excited and happy that I was, because I was like, hey, yo, this is pretty dope. Like, I honestly can't wait to do some collaboration stuff with them and things. But anyways, they're busy with work, so I'm like, I know I still gotta continue doing my stuff and continue doing my thing. But anyways, but no, I was like, man, I was happy the day they told me that. Then watching their first video, it was like, honestly, it was, a sight to see. Like, you don't really expect that in things. So I thought that was one of the dopest things. And then just even after that, like, having it where other people have came to me, like, with Twitch streaming and YouTube, even like supporters and stuff, they'll comment on my videos and things. I'm like, I never will give out approval, because I'm like, there's no, my thing is like, if you seek out approval from me and I tell you no, then what are you gonna do? Like, a person like straight up just says like, oh, I don't approve of that. So what are you going to do now? They don't, that person that you were just seeking approval from, what are you going to do? I feel like that is your opportunity to either go with what you want to do or listen to that person. Because my thing is like, okay, you listen to that person, then your dreams, all of that, gone, done, canceled. Can't, like, ain't no like going back to it. Because if you do, now you're going to have to work 10 times harder rather than, and even that can be the situation where you just go with it, because sometimes a person can be right, but my thing is like a person will never be right and a person will never be wrong. There will be times where you will seek out approval from a person and they're being truthful with you, saying like, hey, don't get into this because it's not good. It, just requires too much work. You get into it and you're putting in a lot of work, but at the end of the day, that person is going to be looking at you saying, I told you so. I told you. You didn't listen. So now look at you. Now you putting in all this unnecessary amounts of work. Now what are you doing? So I feel like when you take one road, or when you find yourself at just two roads, you go down one, you're gonna go down the other. When you go down that road, you're gonna come across two more roads. You're gonna go down one road. So my thing is like there's just a never-ending cycle to where you want to get at in life. There's never going to be an end point. So my thing is this. So you seek out approval. That person tells you no. So you take the route where you keep where you ain't even gonna listen to them. You're just gonna do what you want to do. So you do that, then you're facing yourself in another road where it's like now this person is giving you a choice where it's all like, hey yo, look, either you do what I tell you to do, or I'm never going to help you in things. So then it's like now you're in a situation where it's like, okay, do I listen to them or do I just do this on my own? You go down the road where you do this on your own. Now you found yourself at another road where you've gotten a really good opportunity or you want to quit. So you go down the road where you quit. All of my thing is that you're gonna have to look back at that road that you just went down and like, dang, I did all of that, went through all of those emotions just to come here and quit. So then you try to like circle back. That's the thing. It was a one-way road. That road done closed down. They didn't start construction. You can't even go back now. So you did all of that for no reason. Now you got to figure out how to like, where does this quitting road lead me? Where is that going to take me? Because you don't really know what's at the end of the road until you done ran up on it. So then let's rewind back a little bit. You go down the road where you take that opportunity. Now you're living the best life ever. And that person is looking at you from all those roads back like, wow, they actually did it. They actually went through with it. And then it's, it's either going to be like, you know what? I gotta just hand it to you. You proved me wrong. Or it's going to be that person where it's just like, well, I always knew you can do it. And it's like, you wasn't even supporting me in the start. So it's like, don't come at me with that. Don't say that to me. But anyways, yeah, that's the thing where it's like, approval will either, if you're seeking out approval, you're always going to get two answers. Whether it's a person or maybe it could be three, where it's either going to be a yes, maybe, or a no. Where it's a yes, I approve of it. Good. You got that person's approval. That approval will later turn on into support. And then, once you're telling your motivational story, you can refer to that person as motivation. They motivated me to get to the spot where I'm at and stuff. And then it may be where it's like they're not too sure. And so they're just like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to be neutral with this. I don't really know where this road is going to take you. Then if it's a no, then it's like, all right, then it's a no. My thing is like, at the end of the day, regardless of whatever answer that they give you, they could give you an answer in Spanish, bruh. Go down the road that you want to go down. Whichever road you feel comfortable going down, go down that road and do not look back. Okay, under any circumstances, take your rear view mirror out, take them side mirrors out. You just fly down whichever road you're going down, doing 273 miles per hour, because that was the top speed for this car that I'm a big fan of. There's this car called the Koenigsegg Agera R. Go look that car up. That's one of the dopest looking cars ever, bro. I'm watch. One day I'm gonna get that car. I don't care what anybody says. I'm getting that car. I know people were like, you can't take it anywhere. I'm like, oh, trust me. I will go to freaking Target in that car if I need to. They just made a family version of that car too. Oh, you best believe I'm getting that. So, But anyways, yeah, I hope this episode was helpful. You know, in case you were wondering and stuff, like, just so what should I do? Like, you know, do what you want to do. If you don't want to do something, then don't do it. If you do, then do it. But anyways, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 33 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at TMossBoss. Make sure you like my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. And also, if you're purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your next purchase. And in that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.